Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to www.univrm.com for one of our podcasts and videocasts. Today is one of our current event news articles titled China and Russia. At univrm.com we create original content with humor and satire on current event news, opinion articles, economy articles, science current events, and our science fiction book series titled Change Hope. The first two paragraphs are background information on the United Nations Security Council. China and Russia are two of the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. The other 3 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council are the United States, United Kingdom, and France. There is an ongoing controversy surrounding the 5 countries who are permanent members because originally they were the only nuclear powers and used to represent the major economic powers. Since the original formation of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea have acquired nuclear weapons. Other economic powers exceed some of the 5 permanent members, including Brazil, Germany, India, and Japan. All attempts at changing the composition of the UN Security Council permanent membership to reflect current and military economic reality vetoed by the United States. China and Russia vetoed a UN Security Council resolution against Syria. While everyone is sad to hear about deaths in any country due to the political establishment's desire to maintain control, it has been standard practice throughout the UN Security Council's existence for those countries with veto power to use their veto power for their respective political interests. The Western members of the Security Council currently making statements of outrage because their efforts to sanction Syria vetoed by China and Russia, who as Security Council members exercise their veto rights. The hypocrisy of politicians knows no bounds, and the current statements by the UK, France, and the US political posturing and sanctimonious bullshit. The reality of the use of the veto power by permanent members of the UN Security Council is as follows. Since the days of the USSR, and up to and including Russia, 123 times, the United States, 82 times, the United Kingdom, 32 times, France, 18 times, and China, 6 times. The majority of the ex-Soviet Union and Russia vetoes prior to the dissolution of the Soviet Union regarding the admission of ex-Soviet bloc states to the United Nations. Since 1984, the UN Security Council veto used by permanent members as follows: United States 43, United Kingdom 10, Russia 4, France 3, and China 3. The United States has vetoed every UN Security Council resolution against Israel, including many times when its allies, the United Kingdom and France, voted for sanctions. The political posturing and mock outrage over China and Russia's veto with respect to Syria is political comedy and theater. The problem with this fake issue is not Syria, but a much larger problem on the horizon. Iran is not yet a member of the nuclear bomb club. Iran and Israel, not friendly toward each other, and directly or indirectly attack the other with a great degree of ongoing hostility from one toward the other. The US, UK, and French naval military forces in the Persian Gulf, with the Russian fleet off the coast of Syria, and the Chinese fleet in the Arabian Sea and Gulf of Oman, when combined with the proximity of other Russian, US, Israel, and Pakistani military forces, all nuclear armed, within striking distance of each other. Iran does not have nuclear capabilities. Their conventional military resources should not be underestimated. The veto by China and Russia against sanctions on Syria, serious, not because of Syria, a pawn in this game, but due to the much larger conflict looming on the horizon. This is copyright 2012, univrm.com, trademarked, all rights reserved. In an advertisement, please remember univrm.com offering our science fiction book series, Change Hope, released as a series on a chapter and book-by-book basis, like the old Amazing Stories magazine. Change Hope, available in all ebook formats and as an audiobook. You can purchase by going to www.univrm.com/downloads/. You can listen to this article via podcast at the iTunes Store by subscribing to univrm.com. You can also listen or subscribe to our articles via videocast or podcast on YouTube on the UNIVRM channel. This has been a videocast and podcast by univrm.com, and we hope to bring you more in future.